Imposter syndrome. Yeah, this is one of those interesting phenomena that actually affected a lot of creatives and a lot of individuals in the whole creative endeavor space. And everybody experiences it, from elites to newbies. Everybody experiences it. I myself, I've also had my fair share of imposter syndrome. And with that in mind, in this video we're going to dive deeper into this topic, get to see this from different perspectives, take a look at the different types of imposter syndrome, and also how you can actually get beyond this. So without further ado, if you are new here, my name is Mozart, or my nickname is Mozart. I'm actually known as Chibike Manu Osita, and yeah, welcome to my channel. So without further ado, let's get to it. Imposter syndrome is loosely defined as doubting your own abilities and feeling like a fraud. It affects a whole lot of highly achieving people who find it difficult to accept their accomplishments or the things that they have done, and many actually even question if they deserve their accolades. Although the feelings of imposter syndrome are not gendered, it comes as an interesting fact that many women actually feel deeply these effects of imposter syndrome, feeling that they are not that bright and thus thinking that they must have tricked anyone who feels they are. The same goes for minority representatives in many of these demanding and highly competitive careers, and it's one of those things that happens to a lot of people, especially when you feel that you don't actually have anybody to look up to in your field, like when you are feeling like as if you are the pioneers of whatever you are doing. The feelings of imposter syndrome essentially took the base human feelings of discomfort, second guessing, mild anxiety, and just made it into something more mythical and bigger than it is, especially with minority groups as mentioned earlier. These people who actually are making headways in their careers, but they don't have much role models to look up to. Essentially, they are not seeing much people who look like them in their particular field of endeavor, and it seems like as if they are having to find out these things by themselves, right? They start questioning themselves. Am I that smart? Am I actually this good? Am I sure I'm not tricking anybody to get where I need to be, right? And this often causes a whole lot of cognitive dissonance within most people, such that they find it difficult to actually get ahead in their career in a way that will actually benefit them mentally. I had a similar experience, but I'm grateful that I actually came across a community of people who actually served like a collective guidance for me, right? Not many people have that, so that's why it's actually important to actually discuss these things clearly and get a very good idea on how to get beyond this. Sometimes we may look at others in our career and have this feeling that because of their confidence or their overconfidence in most situations, that they're actually smarter or better than we are, right? And that is largely not the case. You see, confidence doesn't equate to competence, right? We'll have a version of that boss that is just overtly confident, and because of that confidence, it actually covers a multitude of sins on his part. Maybe his negligence, maybe his scattered brain, or some other thing that they're actually failing at, and usually they are the weak link in the team because they stress everybody out, right? So you yourself, you need to actually learn to actually take value in whatever you actually do, in your accomplishments. Learn to value them, find joy in it, right? That will build your own confidence to the point where you can actually accept that, okay, this is what I am this good. Okay, you don't have to actually put yourself behind a closed door and then watch everybody from a big hole or something. But in the light of all of this, there's this unique strength that actually comes from this idea of imposter syndrome. While for many it cripples them and stops them from moving forward, for others it serves as a kind of driver to actually push them to do greater things, to want to prove themselves to their colleagues and their friends and their bosses that they actually belong, right? That they're actually supposed to be where they are. But these achievements typically come at a cost, in the form of constant anxiety, feeling this excessive need to, or pressure rather, to prepare more than necessary for a particular task or activity. This creates a vicious cycle in which you start to think that you actually passed or succeeded because of the extra work that you put in, instead of the understanding of your own competence and your own ability to actually get things done. So there are actually different types of imposter syndrome, and yes, it does fall into different categories, and you can actually find yourself in some of these categories that I'll mention. And it starts with the perfectionist, right? These people can never find joy in the work that they do, in that they must always look at the flaws. They could do something very well, and then they always have to nitpick at the different flaws and the different issues that they see within it, even flaws that nobody else sees, right? It tends to stifle them, and they feel this pressure to actually want to make it better, make it the best, so as to remove attention from their perceived incompetence. And this often comes to result in a great deal of pressure, especially self-pressure. In this case, they're just suffering for suffering's sake. Next is the superhero. These guys are very similar to the perfectionists, but in this case they are actually always working extra hard, always, simply because they want to cover up for their perceived idea of their incompetence, right? They feel that they have to do extra in order to ensure that nobody gives them the stinky eye, or nobody criticizes them or one or two because of that particular idea that they may not be good enough. And thirdly, we have the experts, right? I actually like these guys. Like, they, no matter how much they know, right, they're always learning. They're always on the grind, trying to learn new things, because they often feel like as if they don't actually know enough. Many people actually fall under this category too, trying to learn new forms of knowledge, new skills, just to be able to say for sure that they know what they are doing in their particular field of endeavor. Although it comes at great cost, because they are always burnt out and stressed out. And the same with all imposter syndrome people, they tend to actually be really stressed out. They tend to actually have a lot of anxiety and issues going on, and they are never satisfied with their level of knowledge, even though they may know more than anybody else around. Next is the natural genius, right? These guys are really funny. Essentially, they will set excessive lofty goals for themselves, things that are so huge, and they will beat themselves up for not accomplishing it within the first try, right? It's a funny thing. I've been in this category several times, and it's just funny. Like, they they set really excessive goals, things like, I'll finish this app within 2 months, or like stuff like that, and actually with a new solution that nobody has actually tried out, and actually be taking on new activities within a team, trying out new tools and things. Like, they just set very lofty goals for themselves, and they beat themselves up when they don't achieve them. And finally, we have the soloist, right? These guys are solo players. Essentially, they need to prove themselves to everybody, and because of that, they rarely accept invitation of assistance, or offers of assistance rather. They would do everything in their power to actually do it alone, and this is toxic, right? Because teamwork is good work, right? You have to actually work with others as part of a team to actually get results. These guys are counterintuitive to that, and I regret to say this, I've fallen in that category too. More than twice. Like, it depends. Like, I've learned over time to actually work with a team, and if you can learn how to work with a team, you actually go much further. That's how it works. When it comes to imposter syndrome, everybody has it in one form or the other, and we need to actually learn to identify it within ourselves and figure out a way to actually get past it, right? So how do you identify imposter syndrome in our very behaviors? Well, here are some ideas. First things first, constantly agonizing over the little mistakes, right? Or thinking the worst of every single issue that might actually happen within whatever task that you have actually done. Yeah, that is one of the signs. It's a very stressful thing to do, right? When issues pop up, they pop up, and sometimes you cannot really tell where an issue will pop up from, especially for an already done project released to a large audience at scale. Things are bound to happen, right? So you need to just learn to take it on the chin and get shit done when it's supposed to be done. Don't let the work stress you out in that manner. Next is attributing your success to external factors. Yes, this is one of those things that they do. They might even attribute it to the weather, right? the sun is up today, or my star sign is so and so, that is why I am able to do this. Nah, you did that. Okay, learn to take your what do you call it, learn to take your praises as they come. Okay, build your self-confidence, learn to be appreciative of the things that you can do, and learn to be thankful that you can do them. Don't just push off your accolades and just, or place some external factor out there just for you to feel better about yourself. Next, they are highly sensitive to criticism. If you are like that, wow, yes, that's one of them. And not just any criticism, obviously, I mean constructive criticism. Like someone is trying to like help you get to do things better, trying to explain something to you. You feel so bad about it that wow, somebody even has an issue with this, that kind of feeling. Yes, that is actually not a good thing to feel. Yeah, and you can do better on that side, right? So if you have such, that is one of the signs. Next is feeling like as if you will soon be caught. Yes, many people actually do feel this, like as if, you know what, I'll be fired tomorrow, I'll be fired sometime soon. Like nah. When you are hired for a job, you are given time to learn to do the job, right? You are given a process to actually go through in order to get better. So take it easy, move through the process. Don't just jump to conclusion on every single thing that you do, and yeah, you will be fine. I believe so. And finally is downplaying your own knowledge, even in activities whereby you might actually be the best person for the job, because you're actually the person who knows the most about it. You see, if you tend to downplay your knowledge every single time you are met with, hey, this guy, he's actually very good at this, you should actually get him on this project, and you're like, nah, I'm not that good, make not they expect so much, that kind of thing. Yeah, that is a sign of this whole imposter syndrome shit. You should learn to take your accolades as they come, like I mentioned earlier, right? Learn to accept that you can do these things, learn to understand where your skill levels are. It's a good thing to always know, okay, yeah, this is where I am, this is who is better than me, but you should actually take it easy on yourself, right? Get used to actually being able to offer your services to others and be confident of what you can do. That's how you move ahead in your career. So yeah, how do we cope with this very dreaded feeling of imposter syndrome? Well, first things first is to take those baby steps. Do things reasonably well, not perfect, but well, right? Learn to actually understand when you put in your best and when you've gotten things to a very standard point that, oh, this can work perfectly well. Don't be looking to solve every possible issue that might come up with such a thing. That is the perfectionist issues, right? I had that kind of problem with making my videos before. I'm always looking for, okay, I have one light, I need a second light to serve as an auxiliary source of light. I need more devices to like manage my audio or things like that. It stopped me from making content for a while. Although yes, I did get most of my tools and put things together, but I realized that I wasn't, even when I got them together, I wasn't even making content because the perfectionist mentality was already ingrained in me. I was struggling with trying to put things together even when I actually had everything I needed to get things done, right? Sometimes you just shoot from the hip, go for it, take your baby steps, learn to do things and watch things grow. Okay, don't bite or beat yourself every single minute, right? Take things easy on yourself, take your baby steps. Secondly, you have to stop comparing. That is where it actually stems from. Every time you compare yourself in a social setting, you're actually finding flaws and faults within yourself that will end up fueling your feelings of incompetence and not being among or belonging, right? Instead, be genuinely interested in learning more from others and you watch yourself grow. And thirdly, use social media responsibly and moderately, right? Social media is based on the comparison game too. Everybody is showing off something that you don't have, and it's always giving you that feeling of, oh, I need to be on this level before I can achieve this, I need to be on this side of the game before I can actually get this. No. Limit your social media usage. If you are feeling threatened by whatever you're seeing online, click I'm not interested, right? Like, just get yourself back into that state of clarity that, okay, I am good enough. I don't need somebody out there to make me feel incompetent. Instead, use those handles or whatever you're looking at to actually learn how to be on the next level, right? But understand that here, I'm good enough where I am. Then I can move forward from there. And finally, question your thoughts. Yes, whenever you are giving yourself that self-doubt mantra that maybe I'm not feeling good about this, maybe they go fire me tomorrow, that kind of thing. Nah, question yourself, check yourself. Okay, you're not getting fired, you're not, yeah, you might be queried for something. I don't know if you're going to be queried, but it's highly unlikely that that's the case, right? If you are doing your job well, if you are putting in the effort, you are going to be getting results, right? That's how the world works. That's kind of like the rule of the universe and shit, right? So you need to like take it easy on yourself and move forward gently. Question your thoughts, don't allow them just run rampant. So that brings us to the end of this particular video. I know it's a short one, or is it a long one? I don't know, but it's a topic that I've actually wanted to dive into for a very long time. I'm going to be making more videos over the coming weeks. I finally have a good setup to actually get things done. I have been able to set things together, and over the coming weeks I'll be making more content around these particular topics or ideas. So if you have any ideas with respect to what you'd like me to discuss about, or give some insight on when it comes to tech, lifestyle of a remote engineer, I think I'll be making more content around that, and different other issues that you might be experiencing within your career. Yeah, please do drop them in the comments. You can reach out to me on my Instagram handle. It should be somewhere, yeah. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.